Um, so I am coming from the Tri-Island state of Grenada, and this is my first visit to your beautiful country. The purpose of us coming together is to share best practices, lessons learned, and also to facilitate a better understanding, for example, on climate financing, specifically to support adaptation, and on creation of synergies, because for many of us, the countries are familiar with the Sustainable Development Goals and the targets under that. And it would be good to have synergies between the actions that we have to do for adaptation, those that are related to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, and other multilateral environmental agreements.
You, there's concurrence across the board that now countries cannot afford not working together and sharing information in as far as climate change issues are concerned. Tell me something just a bit, the common challenges that you've seen across the board.
Well, I think that as the saying goes, climate is a global problem with local impacts. And therefore, in order to address this and the complexity of the issues that come out of the changes to our climate, it demands both action at the local level, if you are along the coastline. Inland communities will have different impacts and therefore have to think about what actions they have to consider. But then, as a bigger regional community, and then as part of the global community, we need to come together, figure out, and this is why the adaptation planning process becomes so important. Because everyone is on that journey, but at different stages in the journey. And there's no need for us to make the same mistakes over and over again. So when we have opportunities for the pair exchanges and the South to South cooperation supported by the NAP Global Network, it allows Grenada to listen to what Ethiopia is doing, ask some critical questions because of challenges we have faced, and listen to how they have addressed it. It allows them also and your colleagues from Zimbabwe to ask us key questions about how we have included in our legislation, for example, that all public sector investment projects are legislated that they must look at the climate risks and address those as part of the project. So it really allows us that opportunity to unpack the challenges that we are facing and the best practices that we are having, because the urgent need for the action is a global problem that needs to be addressed, but the impacts are quite local. I think so. I think so, and I am staying positive because I have an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, and a big part of me being so far away from them now is because I anticipate that we have a responsibility and we have been empowered. I think the IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, is very clear in sending a positive message to say we have what we need in order to address this. We have it. We just now need to work together to do it. And that's a clear message that came out of the assessment report 6.
Well, in terms of resources,